That looks crooked. Oh well. Welcome to the pool area at my complex. So, due to the state of the apartment, I elected to relocate out here. And so it's been quiet for the whole practice. It's been wonderful. Totally peaceful. But people are coming out now. It's hitting the heat of the afternoon. And I felt the sun before I started practicing. Probably about 108. And moving upward. By this point, when I started, it was low hundreds. Moved up through 108 and it's moving up. There's a nice breeze today. I elected not to bring any kind of clock or monitoring device out, because that's really my favorite, when I can practice unhindered by time. Maybe not the best idea today, because there is a lot to accomplish in terms of getting ready to depart. But I really like it when I have the opportunity to just let practice flow and let that inner teacher guide me from one step to the next, to the next, to the next, and move through it, respond to what I need. I knew my legs needed a lot of work today, and I gave my toe some new attention, and what I had discovered some movement in here, and my arch needed to pop, and I was able to do that. But because of that, I definitely started up by doing more shoulder and arm exercises, because they were going to be needed to support me, be warmed up while I was doing my other stuff on my legs. I'm doing that. Again. All right. Nip it in the butt right now. So it was definitely very nice. I mean, since the apartment is torn out, I'm probably going to continue to practice out here. I'll probably get an earlier start, but I started uploading the videos last night to YouTube. Unlisted. So the first several ones, when we had those technical glitches, they're taking a while to get uploaded because there's a lot of memory. It just takes longer. But that's been running. I kept it going. It started up again this morning. It's been loading while I've been out here, so we'll see where it's at when I go back in. We'll start another batch. But I'm definitely going to have the first month up. Not a whole lot to report really on practice. I thought there was something that came to mind that I wanted to mention, but it's escaping me at this moment. And honestly, the talking in the background is distracting me right now. But I did want to share something that happened yesterday on my break. I opened and I worked a double, and thankfully, okay, before I get back to that, I was able to schedule an open double on Friday and Sunday, and just an open lunch on Saturday, and I was able to pick up a dinner shift, which I'm grateful for, because I really needed to make as much money as I can before we leave for Taos. And there ended up being more issues with the truck than anticipated, so it's more money. But fortunately, Melissa's amazing, and she was kind of planning on that, and she's like, we're fine. So it was really wonderful to be able to have that reassurance from my partner that, we are both doing the best we can, and we have all that we need. It's wonderful. So, enough about that. On my break yesterday, I typically go down to Paradise Bakery and have a nice veggie salad and a half cup of soup and a chocolate chip cookie with a fruit smoothie and maybe an espresso. Did have all that yesterday. And I always sit outside just to be away from the vibration of the store itself. being in a serving environment. My break time is time to get out of my work service environment. And so there's a woman sitting outside near where I sit by herself, sipping on a latte. And there was no tables or no chairs at the table I wanted to sit at. I didn't feel like sharing the table at that time, but she had 3 chairs around hers. So, can I borrow a chair? Okay. Pulled it over. Didn't take long as I started diving. Well, I said my prayer, my salad, and everything. And I started eating, and then she starts talking to me, and it was this. She's like, "Is that a Jesus around your neck?" I was like, "No, it's a prayer tile from Thailand." And I told her the story about how my father had one, and I was very drawn to it as a child, and he let me hold on to it. And how it's actually a meditator. It's depicted on here. And so we started talking about meditation, and how I'm a yoga teacher. And I was still eating my salad at this point. It's like, this is my break. I need to nourish myself at this point. I wanted to offer to do some meditation instruction, but I needed to have food in my system so that I would be ready for my night shift. So I finished my salad, and then I offered. And she was like, "Yeah!" And came right over. She's in her 60s, and she has a lot of anxiety. And she said her daughter and her friend who was coming to meet her were the 2 positive forces in her life. Always telling her to be positive, be positive. So we talked a little about what that means. And we did 5 minutes of practice, which included getting foundational alignment with the pelvis, feeling the vertebra stacking in the spine, feeling that internal support so that the muscles can relax and the breath flows smoothly. Had her close her eyes, got her to gently lift, tilt her head, find that pause in the rotation where the skull naturally rests on top of the spine. And since now we have complete internal support, and at that point she's like, "Whoa." Turned the awareness to the touch of the breath in the nostrils. And at that point, it was maybe 2 minutes of practice left. And her friend showed up a minute in, but she was quiet. She saw what I was doing with her friend, and she went in and got herself a drink. And it was perfect. After 2 minutes, her friend came down and sat down. I kind of brought her out of it. She said, "Wow, I feel like I took a Valium." It's hilarious. But it's like, so yeah, we talked a lot about energy, and she used to practice yoga and meditation a while back, not maybe super wholeheartedly, but the way yoga has been taught 30 years ago and the way it's being taught now here in the West has absolutely evolved. So the way that I have learned to talk about things is definitely different from the way that she was exposed to them, and she was able to grasp it. And it doesn't take much to connect us to source energy, but that's what we're doing. And so it was wonderful. Then I got to finish my soup and sip on my espresso while she and her friend were there, and we continued to talk about positivity, negative vibration, and how to align yourself with positive vibration, and just about bringing yourself into that meditative state, and how there's different ways to approach it. We were sitting in a chair. It wasn't ideal. The hips were a little higher than the knees, but she understood the premise. Actually, afterwards, she kept sitting upright. She's like, "This feels amazing. I love sitting like this." So funny. Funny lady. Very exuberant, a little bit eccentric. And she's from Chicago. That's where her daughter lives. She had just been visiting with her daughter. So that was cool. It was like, "Oh, I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Chicago's in my backyard." Yeah, good old time.
Did you hear me?
And I ended up giving her my information. I said, "I apologize. I'm leaving in a couple days." So I left a note on the card. "I'll be back in Phoenix August 10th. And if you want to continue to work in this way, I'll be happy to help support you." And I continue to explain to people about how I'm not affiliated with a yoga studio at this time, and I'm going to stick true to that. At least I know that there's something out there that I'm going to find proper alignment with. I'm not going to align myself with a yoga studio that is commercial, fitness-based yoga and like has music. No, I'm going to align myself with a place that lets me teach a silent class, no music, and I can incorporate deep meditation, relaxation, pranayama, and be comfortable talking about energy and integrating in the world around us, all that. And I just haven't found that yet, but it's there. I've been cued into a couple different places, and I know that when I come back, that's going to happen. I talked with the manager this morning at our apartment complex about teaching here. When we come back in August, it's going to be past the heat of the summer, be cooled down a little bit. I love these awnings. There are cracks in the tile, but you could definitely arrange a couple mats. You could do a small class here, and that'd be really nice. So, that being said, there's a lot to be done. I haven't had breakfast yet today, and it's definitely about lunchtime. It's high noon. If I had to gauge, I'd say I've probably been out here 2.5 hours, so time to get productive. See you tomorrow.